Let's go to Canberra. Joining us is the National Senator Matt Canavan. Matt, good morning to you. So as the attack ads circulate, do you think this will be it, the final fling before the election?
Look, Peter, I have absolutely no idea. What I want to see is let's go for it. Let's do it now. I don't know why we've come back to Canberra. I think the Prime Minister's praying for a miracle or perhaps just an interest rate cut or two to try and save his failing government.
But well, you might get one.
People just want to get the election over and done with.
He might get one, maybe even two.
Look, he might, but that won't make up for the dozen interest rate rises that have occurred under his watch. I don't think Australians will forget the fact that basic food items are so much more expensive under this Prime Minister. Housing costs have been through the roof. And of course, the big daddy of them all, the fact that at the last election, the Prime Minister promised to cut your power bill by $275 and instead they've gone up by hundreds of dollars for some.
Well, then they've got the rebate.
So I think people remember that, and that means they won't trust much of what the Prime Minister has to say this
I remember, and I thought this was peculiar when they announced the rebate last year, the $300 rebate. It tackles that very point. Does that provide some safety against that argument?
Yeah, well, that would only be the case if the Labor Party thinks the Australian people are mugs. I mean, this subsidy, this handout is robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's obviously your taxes, your money that goes towards subsidising your power bill. So you're paying for it one way or another. What the Prime Minister promised, what the Labor Party promised, is that they would bring the real cost of energy down. Of course, those subsidies also have not flown through to small businesses. And so you saw yesterday the nation's food producers ringing the alarm bell that these higher energy costs are flowing through considerably to your grocery bill. So a big reason why when you walk through the shops and are gobsmacked, have sticker shock at how much things are costing, a lot of that reason is because this government has failed on energy policy. That's why you're paying so much for basic items.
On that point, the Chamber of Commerce wants gas exploration to be fast-tracked because it believes the 82% renewables target is a non-starter. We won't get there. Singing from your song sheet, Matt.
Well, look, yes, I and many of the people in the Liberal National Party have been saying this for a long time, that the bans on gas development in Victoria, a lot of them there are a lot in New South Wales, or at least been held up in places like Narrabri, have been very detrimental to our country. We need to ease up. We need to do what Donald Trump's doing and drill, baby, drill. And I wouldn't stop at gas, though. We need that, but we need to look for oil as well. If you want cheap gas, you've got to find oil. Over the last 20 years, our oil production has halved in Australia, halved. That's a big reason why your gas bills are so high now too, because when you don't find oil or don't have as much oil, the average cost of producing the gas in those fields is higher. It's much, much higher in Australia than it was 20 years ago. So we should be looking for all those things. We should be using our coal resources as well, and of course long-term uranium resources. If we want to get energy prices down, we have to use all of our natural resources. Stop these artificial bans we place on ourselves that just tie one hand behind Australia's back and make all of us pay more.